Right, we are back here from my favorite studio, which is in Kyoto from the 11th floor. So now we have the nice sunset. Well, it happened about an hour ago. But today I will talk about supercharger restriction. We just call it a supercharger nerf. So I've been in contact with my friend Phil Coates from UK. He is one of my early referrals, and unfortunately he has Tesla Model S75. Well, that is not unfortunate, but unfortunately his 75 pack has been restricted permanently. So when his car was new, he was getting 105 kilowatt at supercharger, and then slowly it started derating or slowing down, and now he says that he's getting only 85 kilowatt, and he know about people who has been getting only 80 kilowatts. Now okay, here we have a long message here. So he read on the forum that someone with a 75D went to the service center and complained about the exactly same thing, and then they reply, wow, okay, you guys can read it. But you see that they confirm that yeah, the charging speed has been reduced, and they say that, you know, the BMS has slowed down. This is not a bug, it's a feature, unfortunately. I've been talking about this before. I don't think, probably you guys have missed that video when I talk about Optimus Prime also being nerfed. So they say that this is a normal function to avoid, you know, degradation pretty much. But the interesting thing now is that it confirms my suspicions that you see, it says that the limiting starts at 2625 kilowatt hours. And then from that point, it will start derating. That's what I call it. So it starts the slowdown, and then when you reach a certain point, it will just be rock bottom, and from there you won't see more derating. So you know what? The same thing happened with Optimus Prime. It slowed down gradually until it hit 95 kilowatt, and then it stayed there. So I'll come back to that. But you see that, okay, so there is no defect, yeah. So Optimus has a 90 kilowatt hour pack, not the 75, but it's, you know, it has the same generation with the same chemistry. So Tesla changed the chemistry back then. That was about 3 years ago, to have slightly more capacity, but maybe it was a downside of it because it doesn't affect all the battery packs. I will also come back to that. So so, you know, when I first started using Optimus back in 2016, it was fine. It was charging at 115 kilowatts, but then I started feeling that it slowed down, and then it kind of hit the rock bottom. But then at 116,000 kilometers, I had a problem with the battery. They replaced the main battery, and then suddenly I got maximum speed again. And then it slowed down again, you know, because I supercharge a lot. I use a trailer, so that was heavy usage of supercharger. And I also use CHAdeMO a lot. And as I saw in the previous, when I mentioned that case, you know, it doesn't count number of charging sessions, it counts kilowatt hours added. And also it counts both supercharger and CHAdeMO, yeah. So that has been confirmed now. And the funny thing is that when I asked the service center about this several times, they never told me that this is a feature. They said that they couldn't find anything wrong with the car. Yeah, so maybe they didn't know, or they didn't want to tell the customer. I don't know, but I already had all these theories, and then after a while, actually it took several years before someone else also confirmed it. There was a case on electric, yeah. But okay, which packs are affected by this nerf or this restriction? Well, the 60 and 85 packs are not affected, the classic ones. But the 70 packs, the 70 came a little bit in the middle there. I'm not sure, I don't think so, but at least the 75 and the 90 packs are affected. And then supposedly the 100 kilowatt hour, the P100D, whatever, 100D, is also not affected by it. And then the newer packs, and for the Model 3, we don't know yet. So far it seems like it's only the 75 and the 90 packs from about 2016 to 17, 18 maybe, yeah, until they stopped producing their 75 and 90 and they went for the 100 pack only. And so what does it mean? Well, actually, it means that it only affects the battery pack. Like I mentioned, you know, with my pack, that it doesn't apply to your account, you know. And there's an urban myth that if you supercharge a lot locally, you will get the restriction. But usually that slow speed you are getting is most likely because you have too high state of charge, or your battery is not warm enough, or something else, because they don't nerf the speed that much. You know, if you get 40-50 kilowatt, that's most likely because of cold battery. But in this case, it goes from in the 90 pack, it goes from 115 down to 95, and then for the 75 pack, it was 105, and now it's 85, and then soon it's 80. Yeah, and this once this restriction is there, then you know it's permanent. You can't reverse it. You can't pay Tesla to unlock it or anything. It is, the system has been designed to protect the battery, and it seems like the speed is capped actually on number of amps, not on kilowatts, because normally when the battery works as intended, not any restrictions, you will usually get high speed at the very bottom, and then it slows down gradually. But with the restriction, if you start charging with low state of charge, your speed will start, for example, for my pack, it was usually start at around 80 kilowatt, and then it goes up to 85, 90, and it hits the maximum at around 50%. Yeah, that's 95 kilowatt. And that indicates that there's a cap of around 285, what's what I'm guessing, 285 amp, and as you charge up, then the voltage goes up and then the speed goes up, but then it has to start throttling past 50% roughly. What can you do? You know, well, if you don't have this nerf, well, if you don't have these packs, then you don't care. If you don't have the nerf yet, then try to avoid DC fast charging. So avoid using CHAdeMO, and also avoid Supercharger if you can. And also, if you already have it, then okay, the best thing you can do is ride on the 90 kilowatt wave, meaning that if you are the Supercharger and you know you can reach the next one with only 40%, and then you can go to the next one, then you should at least charge about 60%, because if you leave too early, like I mentioned, you know, the speed builds up slowly. So once you hit 95 kilowatt at 90%, then you want to stay there a little bit longer until you get until the speed drops to about 80 kilowatt. Then it's time to leave. Yeah, because if you leave too early, when you reach the next supercharger, you have lower voltage, and then it means lower speed. Yeah, so it's a little bit complicated, but of course, if you don't care, then don't care about this. But if you really want to tweak it to get the fastest speed, then you have to ride on the 90 kilowatt wave. Yeah. Okay, another thing you can do to avoid getting, you know, the nerf is that you can drive a little bit slower, maybe, because of course if you drive faster, you have to use more energy, and then means more cycles. So yeah, so I think that's it. Maybe this was useful for you. It was actually useful for me to get this confirmed finally by Tesla, well, via someone else's case, that it's a feature, it's not a bug, it works like this, and it has a derating, gradual derating and all that. So yeah, that confirms all my theories in the past. So as more and more people get older cars now, you guys will also start experiencing this. So yeah, but anyway, I think that's it for now. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, thank you for watching, and talk to you later.